as you can see, we have our wood burning stove in our bus. And today we are just going to talk about everything about our wood burning stove, which one we chose, why we chose it. We're going to show you a little bit of the process of how we installed it and everything about it. So stay tuned to see more.
Hi there, we are Danny and David Tippett with Tippy Trips.
We got married in August 2017, graduated from Regent University together in May 2018,
and now we are ready for our next adventure together.
Skoolie Live!
We will be converting our school bus into a tiny house on wheels and traveling the country full time.
We are proving there's more to life than making money and buying things by focusing on what is truly important to us, serving others and trusting God.
We want to take you along with us, so subscribe to follow our journey. So excited, we just started our first fire. We finally got the chimney installed, we got it sealed, we got it piped up to the roof, and it's actually roaring. Like this is unbelievable. Like this fire is rolling, and with very little effort. So we'll see how quickly it heats the area. And thankfully we have lots of scrap wood. So the cool thing about the Cubic Mini is when you close the door, you get what they call their double combustion, which means all of the heat in this pipe starts sucking the air up very quickly, and it pulls it in under the fire. And You can see it's really pulling it in. So the fire is literally getting sucked out the chimney, which is awesome. Gosh, that is nuts. For our chimney, we got the double-walled stainless steel type piping from Cubic Mini. Now, the reason we got the double-wall pipe, and I'll actually show you a second here, because we bought a little too much. Here you can see it's double-walled, and this just slots together with one another like that. The reason we got this is it's actually really important for this stove. This stove uses that double-walled structure to keep the inside of the pipe really hot and also shield you from the outside. So I can put my hand here even though the stove's been running, and that is just warm, which is really fantastic. So we use 2 of these double wall pipes out through the roof, and that's where we've got the rest of our stuff. Also, we've used this high temperature sealant to seal the gaps in between each of them. Also, for this cutaway, this never gets hot, but we are gonna add a couple pieces of metal on here just to shield our roof and to seal this off as well nicely. All right, so we're doing a test fit right now of our chimney stack. This is our silicone boot. This is double wall chimney from Cubic Mini. We've got it, if I lift this up, you'll be able to see my crappy cut hole. It's okay, that will cover it. We're gonna put sealant in here, screw this in all the way around. Then on top of this double wall stove, we have our storm collar and our chimney cap. So this will sit just like that. And I'm keeping it just above the roof level. In fact, actually I'm gonna bring it down about 4 or 5 inches so it will sit just level with the roof line there. And with our solar over here. So I put the silicone boot on, I marked around the inside, right? So that is the inside diameter. I cut this nasty hole out, and then I've got a much nicer hole down there into the bus. I'm gonna have to widen that hole into the bus as well to give it proper clearance for this, but thankfully this is double wall pipe, which is really great, helps insulate it so you're not super risking burning your entire school bus down. We have our silicone around there. It's just regular waterproof silicone. Lots of screws around this silicone boot. What I'm gonna do now is add a little bit of silicone here. It's already got a little bit. Then we put on our rain guard or our weather guard collar and our cap, and then we are using this little hose clamp to tighten everything down. That will just slide right on there. And that weather collar as well is just going to kind of keep the rain from around this little edge. Even though it is pretty well sealed, it's not a perfect seal, so that's going to just help keep big droplets out. And I'm gonna add silicone to, ooh, if I can do this with one hand, I'm gonna add silicone in here as well. It's rated at 400 degrees. I don't think this cap's gonna get above 400 degrees, but we will find out because it'll catch on fire. So one of the big pieces that we had to do with this whole fireplace assembly was to make sure we didn't actually catch the bus on fire, because that would be awful. Anyhow, to do that, we used a lot of like really standard kind of building practice. So we have the fireplace here in the middle, then we've got some airspace, and past the airspace we've got cement board. So this cement board isn't gonna pick up or absorb heat very well. And then between the cement board, we've got some spacers and a 1-inch air gap. That's super important, pretty standard for just about any fireplace setup you'll find. You need that air gap. Then on the other side of the air gap, we've got wood again. So we framed this whole thing out with wood. Then we use cement board on all the sides with the air gap to kind of make sure that we don't actually catch the bus on fire. This also worked out really well because we've got this shelf in this spot under here for wood. And then another big part is this. This is also cement board, and this is just so that if we have the fire open and it, you know, crackles, it pops and sparks drop down here, we hopefully won't completely burn our house down. So we'll have all of our regular laminate flooring that will just butt up against this. Also, we've included our little ash shovel over here, which is really nice because it's got that little goldy brass thing and it goes well. So this is just used to scoop out all the old ashes, any hot coals or anything like that as well.
So as you can see, the frame that David built is all black now. It didn't start out black. It was you know, just wood color, and then the cement board was like a really light gray, so not pretty. So I definitely wanted to do something with it. My first thought, and the one that I really wanted to do, was to put tile all around this, like a pretty blue color with some glass tiles. I thought that'd be so pretty, but one, that's more money, and two, it just wasn't necessary. It would have been pretty. Maybe we'll add it one day. But what we decided to go with was just this high heat spray paint. It's by Rust-Oleum, and it gets up to, well, you can use it with up to 2,000 degrees. So it's not ever going to get that hot. But once we spray painted it black, I really like how it looks. It's very simple and clean. And it's all nice and painted. So that's what we decided to do to make it look a little bit nicer. Oh gosh.
All right, here we go.
Okay, should
All
I
right, stop? Yeah. We'll let that go. I'm gonna pull this out, which opens up the air channels. Pull this over. All the air channels are open, so. I think.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and close it now.
So once it's a lot of fire, then you close it?
I think so. Bam! Oh, we got this super cool fan. It's called, it's made by EcoFan. It's the 810 model, and this is actually a really important part of our fire system. So we have the fire here. It's burning. It's hot. Part of the problem is, though, it radiates heat, but it doesn't circulate heat. So we got this fan because it will take the heat, and as the heat's coming up through this fan, it's producing electricity, which is actually powering the fan. So it's really neat because this whole thing is getting hot, and then it's circulating that hot air. So it uses no electricity, doesn't need a plug in. The only electricity it needs, it makes for itself.
So you might be wondering why we decided to go with a wood-burning stove rather than just an electric heater. And the main reason why is because an electric heater, we don't have enough power to run one of those, because it's a lot, right?
It's a lot of power. Even our small electric heater that we've been using in the bus up until this point is like 1,500 watts, and that would drain our battery in like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, so we definitely don't want to do that. But this, I mean, I know I'm sitting right next to it, but this is super warm. And because we have the fan, it's going to circulate well. And we can also do some fun things with it, like make s'mores or just sit by the fire. David always has loved like having a fireplace. A while back when we were actually looking to buy a house, that was like one of the requirements for David was a real fireplace that we can make fires in. So this is kind of how we're getting that.
Yeah, and another part to that as well is you can find fuel for wood burning fires anywhere. You can pick it up. And the other thing is, a lot of people use propane heaters, but propane heaters also let off condensation, which we didn't want to have to worry about in the bus. So this is the perfect way to keep it dry in here, keep it hot, and it's supposed to heat 250 square feet if it is regular ceilings. So we have low ceilings in 250 square feet, so it keeps us pretty warm. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching our videos. If you liked it, please click the like button below, and that just lets us know that we're doing something good.
And to follow our journey and make sure that you don't miss out on any of our videos, go ahead and click up here on this button and you will not miss out on anything.
Thanks again.